This is the RAS Online. My name is Victor Francis, inviting you for today's lesson. The previous lesson, we had a good time in the introduction part, in the revision seals concerning branch accounting. So we had a good question where we saw a question on double column or memorandum method. So we went through various accounting procedures under that method, and today, as I promised you, we are going to have another lesson under decentralized or dependent branch. So we are continuing with dependent branch, but today our lesson will be under the stock and data system. If you remember, I told you to go and revise in data system, and I hope you are now doing better. You are doing more revisions, you are doing more questions in this topic. So today we will have another lesson that I said. So in centralized or dependent branch, but basically stock and data system. So in the system of accounting, as if you can remember the previous lesson, we said that we have double column and data system and stock and data system, where this we covered in the last lesson, and this I told you to revise. But today we are going to see another question in stock and data system. So how this stock and data system is ruled. Of course, this is normally system used for dependent branches. Under this method, so the head office will maintain the following accounts. So there will be a branch stock account, there will be a branch adjustment account, there will be a branch data account, branch cash account, goods sent account, and branch profit and loss account. There will be almost fixed accounts to be opened. So if you refer the previous method, that is memorandum method, we had only opening 5 accounts. But here there will be one more additional account, that is branch adjustment. And of course, this account in the previous method was covered in the branch stock account in the base column. So because under this system or under this method, the branch stock now, instead of being opened in 2 columns, it will be ruled with only 1 column. And the transactions that are recorded in this account should be recorded at invoice price. So all transactions in this account now will be opened or recorded at invoice price. So why? So because the main objective of this account is only to determine shortage or wastage, and not the gross profit. So far in the previous, unlike the memorandum, so the profit was determined, the gross profit was determined in the branch stock account, but it was under the base column. So here now the gross profit will be determined in another account, and which is the branch adjustment account. How this is ruled. So with the branch adjustment account or branch markup account, this account is opened to record the profit margin of the goods at the branch. So this is basically for only keeping records of profit margin, that the profit loaded by the head office to the branch. And basically this is unrealized profit. whenever the head office sends goods to branch, if these goods remain unsold, so they will constitute an realized profit. And of course, there will be opening entry in the branch adjustment account for the previous unsold stock, of which now there will be a profit not realized. So it will be the opening stock. And of course, it will incorporate also other profit loaded to stock for the current year or for specific accounting period. And then finally, if you do adjustments, then you recognize, because at the end you are going to debit it with the ending balance. And of course, if you adjust, you are going to determine the gross profit, and that will be the profit realized during that period. So this account is used to determine or to ascertain the profit, and which will be posted now to profit and loss account. In this account is where now we include other expenses. So the gross profit, as I've said, will not be determined now in the branch stock account. Instead, will be determined in branch adjustment account. So the main now objective of the branch stock account will be only to determine stock deficiency or surplus. So let's see now the accounting entries under stock and data system. For opening balance, we debit branch stock account at invoice, and we credit branch adjustment with the profit. As I've said, that the branch adjustment account, we credit the branch adjustment account with the profit margin. So that was the unrealized profit in the previous period. For goods sent to branch, when the head office sent goods to branch, automatically, because the branch stock account will be recorded at invoice price, then we debit branch stock account with the invoice price. So the double entry will be to goods sent to branch. This will be at cost, and the other entry will be to branch adjustment with the profit margin. So for goods returned to head office by branch, when branch returns goods to the head office, it is the same as the previous method, but here, when goods are returned by the head office, by the branch to the head office, because the goods sent will be recorded at selling price, then because I say that the branch stock account will be recorded at invoice price, then so any return to the head office will have adjustments. So we are going to debit the goods sent to branch. And this will be at cost, because the goods sent normally is maintained or recorded at cost. So the double entry will be, the another entry will be to branch adjustment, and this with the profit margin. So far, we are going to reduce the goods sent to the branch stock account by crediting it at invoice price. So then the cost plus the margin now will have adjusted that entry for return. For goods sold at the branch, sales by the branch may be either cash sales or credit sales. If it is cash sales, automatically we are going to debit branch bank account, and if it is credit sales, we are going to debit branch debtors account. So the double entry will be to branch stock account, and it will be both at selling price. What if goods are returned by customer to the branch? For goods returned by customer to the branch, so we recognize the transaction of goods sent to Amini. We recognize the transaction by debiting branch stock account at selling price and crediting branch debtors account. So to recognize this data, automatically you'll have adjusted that entry. For goods returned by customer to the head office, it may happen that the customer again returned these goods not to the branch but direct to the head office. So remember, the goods sent is recorded at cost, and whenever the branch and the customer returns direct to the head office, so we are going to adjust this by debiting goods sent account but at cost. But again, we are going to adjust this entry to the branch adjustment with the profit loaded. And this transaction automatically will be credited to the branch data at selling price. So for reduction in selling price authorized by the head office, if the head office may authorize reductions, that is, we debit branch adjustment account because this will be a loss in profit, and we credit branch stock account, but here with the amount reduced. And of course, even in the memorandum system, we use the same. For bad debts and discount allowed, any entry that reduces the debtors account in form of bad debts, discount, so these transactions are adjusted by debiting profit or loss account and crediting branch debtors account with the amount of bad debts or discount allowed. For branch expenses, normally these expenses are paid by the head office, and if the head office pays these expenses for the branch, then automatically we are going to debit in the branch profit or loss account, and we are going to credit branch expenses account. What if there will be goods lost in transit? So this definitely will be a loss to the business. And normally, to have protection against any loss that may happen due to theft or any circumstances, so the business may insure those goods. For goods lost in transit but compensation is received, if it was insured, then what we do, if there will be compensation, we debit the branch cash or bank account by this with the cash received, or if it is a check, so with the amount received. Then we debit to branch adjustment account for the loss, that the difference from the amount of loss as compared to the receipt from insurance. Automatically, the double entry will be to the branch stock account for the same amount, of course, for the invoice or for the goods lost or for the loss suffered. So we debit the amount compensated, we debit again the difference of compensation and the actual loss. So the difference will be to branch adjustment. And this will be reducing our profit. At the end of the year, of the accounting period, so if there is any deficiency, so for deficiency in the branch stock, should be transferred to branch adjustment account. If there is any deficiency, this should be transferred to branch adjustment account. How this is being transferred? Now we do this entry by debiting branch adjustment account with the profit loaded. But again, if these deficiencies, there is no information given clearly that the deficiency was just a normal loss. And if there is no any information, then we need to give attention to these deficiencies. If these deficiencies will include the cost element, then we are going to, the entry will be posted to profit or loss account with the cost price. And automatically, the total will be credited to the branch stock account with the selling price. So this will be the total deficiency, of course. So these deficiencies should be apportioned. And if it is just a normal loss, so you'll be given information in the question. So you are going to debit it directly to branch adjustment. But if you are not given any information, so it is better to apportion it with the cost element to the profit or loss account and the profit loaded to the branch adjustment account. Nevertheless, even if you take the whole amount to branch adjustment account, the net effect in the profit or loss account will be the same. So far, at the end, as you close down or you balance your accounts, there might be gain or loss. So for gain, and of course, because we said that the gross profit will be determined in the branch adjustment account, so far the branch stock account will have been balanced with the deficiency. Then for this particular case now, in the branch adjustment account, if there is gain, we debit branch adjustment account and we credit branch profit or loss account. But if there is loss, automatically the impact will be in the branch adjustment account, where we debit profit or loss account and we credit branch adjustment account. Well, let us now see a comprehensive question that will cover this part. Let us read the question. It was for paper products. Paper products has a head office in Dodoma and a branch in Dar es Salaam. The following information has been extracted from the head office books of account as at 31st March 2016. Information relating to branch. We are given the balances, that is opening balance and closing balance. Bank balance, it was positive balance, 3,000. Opening, 12,000, closing. Branch account receivables, 66,000, opening, 81,000, closing. Branch inventory account at transfer price, 75,000, opening, 90,000, closing. Transaction during the year, we have bad debts written off. This was 15,000 TZS. We have branch general expenses. This paid from bank branch account. That was 42,000. Cash received from credit customers and banked, 390,000. There were cash sales banked, 120,000. Cash transferred from branch to the head office bank account, that was 459,000. There are credit sales, that is 437,000. Discount allowed to credit customers, 9,000. Goods returned by credit customers, 8,000. And goods returned from branch, this is at selling price, from head office, 30,000. Goods sent to branch, this is at transfer price from the head office, 600,000. 600,000. Yes. Information relating to head office. There are balances, that is opening and closing. We have inventory, 180,000 opening, and closing 220,000. And the transaction during the year, this is relating to head office. There are bad debts written off, 24,000. Cash sales, 1,500,000. Credit sales, 2 million. Discount allowed to credit customers, 29,000. General expenses, 410,000. Goods returned by credit customers, 40,000. There are purchases, yes, 2,780,000. Additional information, Part A. Most of the accounting information relating to the branch are kept by the head office and in its own books of account. Part B. All purchases are made by the head office and goods are invoiced to the branch at a selling price that is at cost plus 50%. So use the information given to write up the following ledger accounts for the year ending 31st March 2017. So far, if we are required to write up these accounts, the starting period is yes, let me read again. Yes, the ending period was 31st March 2016, yes. So we are required to open up the entries for branch inventory account, goods sent to the branch account, branch inventory adjustment account, branch accounts receivable, branch bank account. So we are required to open up 5 books. But in the introduction part, we say that in this part, we open up 6 books. Here, we are not required to open up profit or loss account. Then, so this question requires us to open almost 5 accounts that we are going to open them. Then, of course, here we are given 2 kind of information. Information relating to branch and information relating to head office. But in our requirement, the question requires us to prepare accounts that are relating to branch only. So far, we are going to open up these accounts, but in relation to branch. Then let us have a short break. As we come back, we solve this question based on the requirement. Well, we have read the question as it for paper products whose head office is in Dodoma and a branch in Dar es Salaam. We are given the opening information, that is relates to the year end 31st March 2016. So let us start with the opening balances. We have bank balance that was positive, and we have yes, branch account receivable, branch inventory. Yes, we have only 3 opening balances. Let us open them. Let we start with the branch stock account. Okay, so this will be ruled at one column. So we write here debit. This will be branch stock account, that is a credit balance. And of course, we have our balance, opening balance. Yes, our opening balance, we have that is 75,000. And I have account receivable. Let me open it here. This is branch account receivable account. In other words, debt account. It has also a debit balance. Balance brought down. It is, yes, 66,000. Well, the other opening balance was for bank balance. Let me open it here. With bank account, we have our balance BD. That was 3,000. So we go for transaction during the year. So with the transaction during the year, so we are told that there are bad debts written off. Bad debts reduces our balance of debtor. Bad debts written off, it was 15,000. Then there are branch general expenses paid from bank branch account. So these general expenses paid will reduce our bank balance. Call it general expenses. How much for general expenses? It was 42,000. Cash received from credit customers and banked. So credit customers paid us. So we write here bank, that was 390. So should come here from account receivable 390. Yes. So far, there were cash sales. With cash sales, write it here. That was, yes, cash sales banked. So instead we write bank that will be an entry for sales. How much? 120. Then there is, yes, there is cash transfer from bank to head office, bank account, yes. So for cash transfer, we reduce, this was a transfer from, yes, branch to head office. For any transfer, we reduce the branch bank account. So we call it head office bank account. It was how much? 459,000. Okay. They are credit sales. Credit sales will be transferred to account receivable. Account receivable is 437,000. So we'll increase the balance of account receivable from branch stock. That is 437,000. Okay. Let's move on. There is discount allowed to customers. If we allow discount to customers, so we reduce the balance of account receivable. Right here, discount allowed. How much for the discount allowed? It is 9,000. Next, it was goods returned by credit customer. So when customer returns goods, normally we are not told that they return direct to the head office. And this is definitely that this return was returns from customer to the branch. If it is a return from customer to the branch, then we reduce the balance of customer here to goods sent. Not to goods sent, to branch stock. But this is returns. How much? 8,000. So normally this is debited here to reduce from our sales by writing that is account receivable. That was an entry for returns. That was 8,000. Okay. Then the next item was goods returned from branch. So this is a return from branch to the head office, 30,000. So if it is a return from head office, then should be debited here, credited in the branch stock account and debited to goods sent. So we credit branch stock, goods sent, that is returns. How much? It is 30,000. Well, so remember to open up the account for goods sent. Okay. Let me give this account space twist. Now, let us open here our goods sent. Because this has few entries. We have debit, credit. This is goods sent account. That was a return from branch stock. Branch stock, that was a return, 30,000. That is returns, 30,000. Goods sent to branch at transfer price. For goods sent to branch at transfer price, of course, we credit goods sent. It was a transfer price. Yes, let me record it here first. From that is goods sent. Goods sent 600. So if it is if it is 600, we need to adjust for the profit loading. So far, we are told that the goods sent were at cost plus 50%. That was the markup. So markup was 50%. That means 1 over 2. Then margin will be equals to 1 over 2 plus 1, which will be 1 over 3. That will be our margin. If goods sent to customer were 600, and this is at selling price, so we need to use the margin to compute our profit loaded. So 600,000 times 1 over 3, we get 200,000. That was a profit loading. Should be adjusted. We adjust it and record it to the branch adjustment account. Let us open the branch adjustment account here. Debit, credit. That is branch adjustment account. So far, before we recognize the 200 here, we need again to compute the unrealized profit in the opening balance. That was the balance DD. The balance, if the opening balance was 75,000 and yet it was at transfer price, so we need to use the same margin, which is 1 over 3. 75,000 times 1 over 3, which is 25. So we write here 25,000. That was opening. Then for goods sent, normally in goods sent, this will be recorded at cost. So far we put, so if the profit loading here, branch stock will be 200, as we have computed, then this should be 400 to goods sent, and the difference that makes the 600, we adjust it to branch adjustment. You may also write goods sent 600, there is no problem. But of course the double entry will be much better if we record it in that way. Then of course we have the goods sent being credited with the 400 branch stock. That will be 400,000. What next? So goods sent to branch, it was the last item in the information related to the branch. The next were information relating to customers, to the head office. If this information relates to the head office, as I said previously, so they are not relevant to the required accounts. These are relating to the head office. Of course, these will be incorporated in the head office's financial statement. So far here, we were required only to open up accounts relating to branch, that is branch inventory, goods sent to branch, branch inventory adjustment account, and branch account receivable, and bank account, which we have almost opened them. Let us now enter our ending balance. So we have balance CD. You leave space for any deficiency here or any entry that could be entered here. So inventory, we have 90. So remember also to adjust this. 90,000 times 1 over 3 to get the profit loaded, because this is at selling price. So the profit loaded is 30,000, which is also going to be adjusted here as an realized profit. We write here balance CD 30,000. What next? We have ending balance for bank 12,000. That is balance CD positive, yes, 12,000. So we need to have this account balanced. Yet we had also another balance that was account receivable. Yes, 81. well, they are over. So let us have the total 66,000 plus 400, that's 7. How much do we get? We get 503,000. Here again we have 15,000 plus 390,000 plus 9,000 plus 8,000 plus 81,000. Yes, it is balancing. Well, okay, so we go for the bank. We have 3,000, that is opening. We add 390,000. We get 393. Okay, supposed to balance. We less 42,000. We less again 459,000. We less 12,000. Okay, there is one entry left. Yes, I've seen it. There were cash sales banked. We have not posted it here. Okay, that let us enter that amount. Branch stock, that is, yes, sales. It was how much? 120. Okay, we compute the difference. Okay, we compute now to get the total. The 3,000 plus 390,000 plus 120. We get the total of 513. Okay, so we go to the credit side. 42,000 plus 459 plus 12,000. Yes, we get 513. So far, our cash account has balanced. Our goods sent should be transferred to trading account or income statement. Transfer to trading account will be the difference between the goods sent and any return, that is 400. If you less the 30,000, we get how much? 400,000 minus 30,000, we get, okay, 370. That will be transferred to income statement or trading account. What else? We need to balance this to get any deficiency if it is there. So far, because the items are shown at selling price, so if there is any deficiency, of course, this side should be equal. Should be greater than this. Let's start with the debit side. 75,000 plus 8,000 plus 400,000 plus 200,000. Get total, which will be, yes, 400, 200, yes, 683. Okay, and assume it is 683. 3 less 120,000 less 437 less 30,000. How much do we get? No, let me repeat. 75,000 plus 8,000 plus 400 plus 200. 683, yes. Less 120, less 437, less 30,000. Yes, we have 90 here. Less 90. Okay, so we have 6,000. That was the deficiency. So that is deficiency. So if it has failed to agree by 6,000, as I said previously, and because we are not told that the deficiency will be anomalous, then we need to give it attention. So let us now spread it to get that amount that should be transferred to profit or loss, and that should be transferred to branch adjustment account. Okay, let us apportion it. So if the margin was 1/3 times 6,000, we get the profit loading of 2. So this will be 2,000. And of course, if it was 6,000, this will be 4,000 to P&L. So we come to adjust it here. That is branch stock. That is the efficiency. It will be only 2,000. So this account has been balanced. Then we balance this to get the gross profit. Automatically this side will be great. 200,000 plus 25,000, we get 225,000. 225,000 less 30,000 and less 2,000. Yes, we get 193. This will be our gross profit. So this will be transferred to profit or loss account, and then from there we are going to enter other expenses. So for the required equation, this is the end. We have opened up the all required accounts. That is branch inventory. Yes, goods sent, it is here. Then we have branch adjustment and the account receivable, as well as the bank account. So far, under this method, we are going to find more challenging questions. Even the previous one, continue doing more revision, do more questions as you can. So let us end here for today. I expect that the next session, the lesson will be in the next part, not independent branch, but will be in the independent branch. So far, keep on revising As we meet the next session, we expect that we'll have more comments, we'll have more questions sent to us through the number displayed. Also, make sure that you do the question that is displayed. Practice at home and do any more questions that you can find in different books. This is a very important topic, and you will get more questions in various books. Do as many questions as you can. Otherwise, we wish you the best. Get prepared for the next session. Thank you.